Heartbreak for Tyler Reddick, but that Childress alliance is looking really good. All that and more coming up next. What's going on, everybody? If I haven't earned your subscription, hopefully today is the day I will earn that subscription. All right, the Richard Childress experiment, or the Richard Childress alliance, is looking really good. But first things first, we have to talk about Tyler Reddick. He was part of that tire deal, and once again, a mechanical failure on the new car basically has cost Tyler Reddick a win. Obviously, he was looking really good at the LA Coliseum, a California race that he wanted to win, and this also a California race. Being a California kid, you know he wanted to win it. He went out there and led the most laps. He looked like he had the most dominant car by far. I mean, that thing looked like a rocket ship. The only person I think that had anything for him was Chase Elliott before he got into the wall. But even then, Tyler Reddick was making ground on him, so I don't know. But I think Tyler Reddick definitely, because of the stupid wheel rim combination that we've got, once again, this thing got away from him, and the wheel popped, and, you know, then William Byron just lost control trying to avoid him and ended up running into him. So that was the end of the day for Tyler Reddick. But like I said, before that, he looked absolutely dominant, which brings me to my point that the Richard Childress alliance is looking great. So let's look at that Richard Childress alliance right now. Let's start off with the RCR cars. Austin Dillon came in there and finished third. He was looking like he was actually making up ground on Larson at the very end. Looks like he was actually going to give him a run for his money if they had a few more laps left in this race. And you know Larson wasn't backing off because that's just not his style. So it looked like that 3 car had a lot of speed. And obviously, like I said, Tyler Reddick led the most laps and had probably the most dominant car. So there was a situation at the end of the race where if Tyler Reddick hadn't wrecked, RCR could have got another 1-2 finish. Of course, they got that 1-2 finish in Texas a couple years ago where Dillon won and Reddick finished second. But let's move on down the line to another RCR affiliated team, and that would be Petty-GMS, where Eric Jones finished third. That would be, and he led a whole bunch of laps too. That would be almost unthinkable a few years ago with the way Petty Motorsports was running. But like I said, when GMS merged with them, GMS does not play around. They went into trucks and they did well, and they know how to win, and they brought that same winning experience. And now it looks like the 43 and the 42 have automobiles that will contend for wins, and it's because of this RCR alliance. And let's talk about Kaulig racing here real quick. How about Daniel Hemrick? At one point, I looked on my NASCAR little thing where you keep up with who's on the lead lap and who's not, because Fox likes to show the speeds, which they did again today, but they did back off of it, so they did do a little better on the coverage this year. But at one point, Daniel Hemrick was 6 laps down. My man came from 6 laps down and finished 9th. Also RCR equipment. And so the Kaulig cars, Justin Haley, another guy that had a cut tire, no telling where he would have finished. He looked like he was hanging around like Austin Dillon was and just waiting for the end to make a run. But this RCR alliance has brought all these teams to be a lot faster. And another team that was in that almost absolutely stole this win was Trackhouse. Trackhouse is part of that RCR alliance. And you saw Eric Jones give that big push to Daniel Suarez. And Daniel Suarez did everything he could. Some people are criticizing him for going low. But on new tires, that low line was looking really good. So I understand why he moved down there, because on new tires, that low line was making speed on restarts. He just didn't factor in that everybody had their air pressures up probably for that last restart being so few laps. But even Daniel Suarez got up there, and he gave an absolutely valiant effort to try to win that race, ended up finishing 4th. So basically, even though Hendrick won, it was a 2-3-4 finish for the RCR alliance. So those guys are looking really good out of the gate, and that is awesome. So yeah, that's just kind of where I want to end this one. But I was really, really impressed with that RCR alliance. This new car does look like it has sort of evened the playing field and given a whole bunch of other teams a chance. And it looks like the wave of the future is going to be these alliances, because you've seen Stewart-Haas. They've got an alliance with Rick Ware Racing. Rick Ware Racing didn't look great today, but I think it was because of some mechanical problems. But I think when you see Ryan Preece in that Rick Ware number 15, you're going to see a big difference. But like I said, this is all I got for you today on this one. There is one more video coming out after this, and it'll be just sort of my regular recap that I normally do. But like I said, I'm doing 3 videos today, so there was one before this, and there will be one after it coming out at about 2:15 today. All right, that is all I got for you. Thanks for your time. If you got a comment, leave it down in the comment section below. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.